I believe Docker context is the least discussed topic in the tech community. Even those who are using Docker for years don't really know about it. So let's discuss it. Docker context allow you to manage multiple Docker servers at one place. Imagine a scenario like you are at your office, you have your own environment. At your home, you have your home lab, you have on your environment. A Docker installed on your machine, it has its own environment. How can you manage it? Okay, it becomes really difficult or messy, I would say. So let me just show you workflow how it can look like when you are managing multiple Docker containers. First, I have one on my machine. Now at my workplace, I will switch to my backend. So I have a configuration under SSH and backend server. This is the IP, this is the keys, and I always recommend you should be using this format because every time you don't have to type username and password. So I can just do backend. So now I will SSH into my backend, and there I will try to run server Docker pods, Docker containers, not pods. Why I'm confusing terms? Okay. So I can do Docker PS, Docker images, whatever I want to do, I will do it now exit. Okay. But what about front end? What about staging, testing, production? Okay. It gets complicated over the time when you have multiple environments where you're managing Docker containers at multiple places. And that's what Docker context resolves. So we can we can centralize all this Docker containers running in different places at centralized place, which is our own Docker CLI. And let me just show you how can we do that. So first you can create Docker context. First we can see by doing ls, like the default context is a Unix socket, and it's our own local Docker D server running our own machine or why on a Unix socket. But for the demonstration purpose, we will use it for over SSH for our backend server. Let me just show you how you can create a context. Context create, and from what I remember, we can name it backend or whatever you like, and Docker. Then you have to specify the host, and that's why mentioned that that's what I mentioned, that we should always use this configuration file. Otherwise, I have to specify here um like username, passwords, stuff like that. So that's why maintain SSH config. It's easier. Now I can just create this context. The context is created. Now to run under any command, any context. So just to show you a demonstration, I don't have any images installed on my system. Let's switch to the context. To switch context, you can use context. There are other ways. Let me just show you this one. Context images. Let's see. And we have Nginx image, which is downloaded on my uh, remote server, not on my host system. So let's give it a shot. Okay, let's copy the IP address first. SSH config. Let's open this, and we can go to browser. There's nothing running on these IP addresses. So let's start the Nginx server. There. Again, I'm showing I don't have any images. So again, what we can do is I will specify the backend as a context. Now I can say run tag d tag. I will expose the port 8080, not like 80 and 80, and we can do Nginx. And let's see. Let's refresh the IP address if it started. Yeah, we can see, and Nginx started. From our host machine, we controlled a remote Docker server. So if I do Docker ps -a, there's nothing. But if I come to my this remote server, my backend, I can do Docker ps, and as you can see, it's running Nginx. So I controlled it from my host system. Now there are other ways you can switch context, like Docker context use backend, and okay, it's kind of preferred, whatever you prefer. And the reason I don't use it, because once you switch the context, uh, you will forget it. So every time you have to do ls. Okay. And now, as you can see, I'm still part of Docker default context, but I can switch context. This star means what is your default context or your current context. By default, it's default. You can switch to backend, so you don't have to type this tag context. Otherwise, all the command will gonna be same. And again, the reason I don't use it, because you will forget it. Sometimes you want to test something on your host system and you end up running something on your production. For that particular reason, I avoid it. At the end, it's up to you. By the way, just a little story. I got to know about Docker containers a few years back because of Docker Desktop. Okay, this piece of software. So Docker Desktop creates its own context for some reason, and when I was doing Docker PS, it wasn't showing any of images that I downloaded or installed. Then I found out that there's a concept of uh, context, which is also a concept in Kubernetes, but for Docker. That's all. It's really helpful. I think you should try it. And it's okay. One thing, Docker is a really modular architecture, so you don't really have to use SSH. You can use it over HTTP with TLS, or you can use own CNI like Docker Cloud. They have their own connectors. You can use them as well. So it's a really modular architecture. Also, not just that, you can use remote socket server of a system if you want to. That's all I wanted to say. I usually prefer SSH because I already have configured everything. Because at your working place, you will have SSH access to the machines if you're working as a DevOps or I don't know what. That's all. That's what I have.